If you've seen my photos before, you know that one of my favorite things to use to take my creativity to the next level is a projector. Today I want to show you how I use a projector because it's no secret that people use projectors for a ton of creative photography purposes. I thought I'd just show you how I personally use a projector for my process. Recently, I've been obsessed with shooting black and white film in the studio, and the reason for that is when you expose black and white film, especially in like a studio setting with harsh lights, anything that's in the shadows immediately disappears. There's no data for it, and I love that. That has been like part of the essence of almost all of my recent black and white shoots is using these super harsh lights to capture one specific part of someone and then have everything else fade away into nothing. I love it so much. So first off, you're gonna need a projector. There are cheaper ones you can get on places like Amazon for like 50 bucks. I have an Epson projector that's probably about 7 or 8 years old. The key with projectors is getting one that is bright enough. Some of these cheaper projectors just don't give off enough light, especially when it comes to exposing film in a dark situation. So this 7 or 8 year old Epson projector I have does the trick because it really blasts a lot of light. So yeah, you'll need the projector, a copy of Photoshop, and a computer with an HDMI port or a dongle for the computer so that you can connect directly to the projector. Let's talk about the Photoshop element for a second. Once you have your projector set up and Photoshop up on screen, you can literally do anything. You can project colors, shapes, drag them around, move them in real time on the model's face. You get the point. Today I'm in the studio apartment with artbee. We're shooting some Kodak T-Max 400, I believe. Let's get right to it. What I think I'm gonna try to do is have the one square behind her and then just a corner of this square. And if I can do this, it's gonna, with her framed right in the middle, I think it'll look really cool. So let me just give it a go. 3, 2, 1. As a rule of thumb, when shooting in the dark with film, I always set my shutter speed to a 60th of a second. If you overexpose your film, that is completely fine. That's one of the beauties of film. So I always set it to a 60th of a second. That's the lowest shutter speed I feel comfortable shooting at handheld, knowing that I'll still get a very sharp image. So I did that for every single photo in this entire set. I used the 90mm 2.8 for every single one of these projection images because the compression of the 90mm lens really complements images like this where you're really focused on a tight composition of something. So I shot every single image in this set on the 90mm 2.8. Yeah, like that, a little bit more, right there. And then you're gonna look at me, just like that. That is so sick. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, chin up a little bit. Right there. This photo, I'm not really a fan of. It looks lame. Straight up. Just like that. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Not every Photoshop idea I do works. Some of these ideas that I think of, I build a set for on Photoshop, and then once it's projected, just does not translate to an image well at all. For instance, I had this idea with these spikes that looked really cool and seemed really cool in theory, and I could probably make something really awesome out of it if I had a little bit more time. We only had about an hour to shoot. So yeah, if I had more time, I might have been able to kind of build a more clean, spike layout that didn't seem so messy and rushed. Visually, it was just messy and unappealing, and so when I looked through the viewfinder and saw it that way, I just moved on. Nah, I don't like it. Three, 2, 1. All right, 3, 2, 1. That's one of my favorites so far. I was really happy with this photo. I think it's visually very appealing and interesting, but then I got a little too gassed up, so I tried to shoot one more for safety, and it just did not turn out right. You can see her eyebrow. It's all off. It doesn't look great, and that's okay. It's okay. I ended up using the projector as a backlight for a couple of photos of artbee, and I think it ended up looking really cool the way it outlined her. Very cool. Now look over this way. You're just like fully look over that way. No, that's good. Wait, actually look the other way. No, yeah, look this way for sure. so I've got only one shot left on this roll of T-Max 400. I'm actually gonna draw the blinds. I wanna just do like a really cool wide angle, like moody, like kind of like laying back, daydreaming on the bed sort of shot. So I'm gonna switch lenses to like my wide angle, and we're just gonna blast off this last shot and see if it's any good. Put your feet towards the corner and then scoot this way a little bit.
That?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. And then, yeah, arms behind your head one more time. Like that, and then, yeah, just like that. And then look that way a little. No, not that much, like right here. Yeah, let's see. That's the end of the roll. Nice. It's always so funny when you go into a shoot and you do an entire concept like this projector series, and then one of your favorite images is from like you fooling around with the last shot, like at the end. I love this photo, love it. It's sick. So yeah, that's one example of how I do projector photography with black and white film. If you liked the video, please give me a like and maybe hit subscribe if you're feeling super generous. And also let me know down in the comments if you'd like maybe a slightly longer version of this video in an actual studio, not up against one wall in my apartment. I think it would be good for me to get in an actual studio space and actually flex my creativity for once, instead of being cramped up against a wall. Not to say you can't create great stuff just up against one wall, but what you can do when you have a full studio at your disposal, amazing. Shout out artbee and Irvin. Irvin was on the camera. He came with her and was so nice and recorded the video. What a guy. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and you know the deal. I'll see y'all next week.